If you've been feeling different lately, perhaps more tired, less hungry, or simply less connected to the world around you, please know this: you are not alone. Many people experience changes as they grow older, and noticing those changes doesn't mean giving up or losing hope. Instead, it can be a time to shift your focus, to prioritize peace, comfort, and the things that truly matter to you. Number one, a deeper kind of tiredness. You may have begun to feel that simply making it through a normal day takes far more effort than it once did. Tasks that used to be simple and automatic, such as getting dressed, walking from one room to another, or sitting upright for a long time, may now leave you feeling drained, as though your energy fades faster than before. Even after a long night of sleep or an afternoon nap, the heaviness in your limbs and the sense of exhaustion might still be there when you wake. This is not the usual kind of tiredness that passes after a little rest. It runs deeper. It may feel like your body is working harder than ever just to keep going at a slower pace. You may notice that you take more breaks, rest more often, or begin doing tasks in smaller steps because your strength fades more quickly than it used to. This does not mean there's something wrong with you. It means your body is focusing its remaining energy on what matters most, keeping you comfortable, steady, and calm. In this season of life, moving more slowly is not only expected, but wise. Giving yourself permission to pause, to breathe, and to ask for support is not a weakness. It is a quiet strength, and one that brings peace when embraced fully. You might find it helpful to divide your day into small, manageable parts with restful spaces between. Keeping items you need close by can ease the burden of movement. A calm, softly lit environment can help you feel grounded rather than rushed. Talking to a palliative care team could help tailor your routines in a way that protects your strength. And by sharing how you feel with loved ones, you allow them to walk with you rather than ahead of you. But if your energy is changing, what happens when your interest in food and eating begins to shift as well? Number two, when food no longer feels the same. Meals you used to enjoy deeply may not spark the same interest, and you might find yourself eating only a few bites or feeling full very quickly. You may not feel hunger in the way you once did, and this change can be confusing, especially if eating well used to bring you comfort, pleasure, or joy. Without intending to, you may have lost weight, and others may have pointed this out to you. These shifts are common as the body begins to slow down, and they do not mean you're doing anything wrong. Your body may no longer need as much food as it once did, and your digestive system may be moving more slowly, making large meals feel uncomfortable. Instead of forcing yourself to eat a full plate, you may find it easier and more enjoyable to sip on warm, gentle soups or nibble on soft, familiar foods that are easy to digest. The goal now is not to eat out of habit, but to nourish your body in a way that feels calm, natural, and comforting. No pressure, just care. Trying smaller, more frequent meals instead of full ones can be easier and more soothing. You might explore different textures and temperatures until something feels just right. Having a few go-to foods that feel safe and comforting can bring back a sense of control. If solid meals feel too heavy, sipping on warm, nourishing drinks can ease the process. And eating beside someone you trust, even in silence, can make the experience feel a little more like care and less like effort. Still, when the body receives less fuel and fewer nutrients, what happens when illness comes knocking? Number three, getting sick more frequently, when recovery takes longer. You may have realized that your body seems more sensitive to illness lately. Perhaps you've been catching colds more often, dealing with minor infections that seem to linger longer than they used to, or feeling more worn down after even a small illness. What used to pass in a few days may now stretch on for a week or more, leaving you more tired and more vulnerable each time. This happens because the immune system, which protects your body from infections, tends to weaken as we grow older. The body may not fight off sickness as quickly or as easily, and healing may take more time than it did in earlier years. Even a simple cough or a light fever can now feel heavier on your system. If you're experiencing this kind of slower recovery, it's important not to brush it off. Pay attention to how you're feeling and let your caregivers, doctors, or loved ones know right away if something doesn't feel right. You deserve care that is quick, gentle, and focused on helping you feel safe, secure, and as comfortable as possible. Your health at this stage is not something to endure alone. It is something to be protected with patience and tenderness. You might find reassurance in tracking how you feel daily, even if it's just a quick note. Let your doctor know if something feels different, even slightly. Gentle hygiene routines and avoiding crowded spaces during sick seasons can help you stay safer. Comfort items, warm socks, soft blankets, steady temperatures, help support your recovery in quiet ways. And don't hesitate to ask for a little more help on the days when healing feels slow or heavy. And as your body asks for more protection, how does your heart begin to feel about connecting with the world around you? Number 4, turning inward gently. Maybe you don't feel like visiting with friends as often, or you found yourself skipping gatherings, putting aside hobbies, or spending more time in quiet. Even conversations that once flowed easily might now feel tiring, and loud environments or busy rooms might seem overwhelming instead of exciting. This quiet shift is something many people experience in later stages of life. It doesn't mean you're giving up or becoming sad. It may simply reflect a natural need for more stillness, more rest, and more time to reflect. Your energy is precious, and choosing where to spend it is part of honoring yourself and what you need most. This doesn't mean you no longer value the people you love. In fact, you may now crave fewer but more meaningful interactions. A gentle visit, a shared story, or even the comfort of someone sitting beside you in silence can be deeply fulfilling. Let others know what feels good for you. Whether it's a short chat in the afternoon, soft music playing in the background, or simply being left to rest in peace, your preferences matter. You do not need to keep up with the pace of others. You only need to listen to your body, your heart, and your spirit. You are still deeply connected, even if that connection looks different now. But when the world grows quieter, what happens inside when your own thoughts, memories, or feelings start to shift in new and unexpected ways? Number 5, when aches begin to speak louder. Lately, you may have felt that your aches are no longer passing visitors. They've become more familiar, more persistent, and often harder to ignore. The little pains that once faded after a bit of rest or a mild medicine might now linger longer, return more often, or grow stronger than they once were. You may feel discomfort in places you've never noticed before, or feel old aches deepen in ways that pull at your attention throughout the day. Simple actions like shifting your body in bed or standing from a chair may begin to feel like small challenges that carry a sting. These sensations are your body's way of telling you it needs more care. Perhaps you find yourself instinctively protecting certain joints or muscles, adjusting how you sit or walk to avoid sharp twinges. Pain speaks in more ways than words. It shows itself through tension, stillness, and sometimes quiet sighs that others may not hear. You don't need to face this alone. Your comfort matters more than ever, and new options for relief, from gentle therapies to specialized medications, are available and worth exploring. Telling your doctor about every new ache or lingering soreness is not complaining. It's honoring your right to live in as much peace as possible. But what happens when the body's need for comfort stretches into your sleep, or even the way you breathe? Number 6, signs that your body is slowing down. You might find that sleep has begun to visit you more often, arriving in quiet moments during the day and stretching deeper into the nights. The once sharp divide between day and night may feel softer now, with naps blending into sleep and long hours of rest becoming more frequent. This shift isn't a sign of laziness or weakness. It's simply the body asking for more time to restore itself, to rest gently from the effort of moving through each day. Alongside more sleep, your breathing may also start to change. Breaths may come in smaller waves, quieter, shallower, or uneven. You may notice patterns where you breathe quickly for a short while, then slow down or even pause. These changes can be surprising, sometimes even worrying, but they are often natural as the body focuses on saving energy and moving gently. During this time, being surrounded by calm, a warm blanket, a peaceful room, and steady, quiet care can help you feel safe and secure in each breath you take. And as your body becomes more still and restful, how might these shifts begin to affect your thoughts, awareness, and sense of time? Number 7, feeling confused or restless at times, when the mind begins to drift. There may be moments when your mind feels like it's drifting in and out of clarity, where memories blur or familiar names don't come as quickly. You might find yourself forgetting where you are, feeling unsure of the day or time, or losing track of a conversation midway through. These changes are not a reflection of your worth or your wisdom. They are part of the body and mind shifting into a gentler rhythm, one that doesn't always follow the same rules as before. At times, this fog may lift as quickly as it came, and at others, it may settle in longer. Restlessness, especially in the late afternoon or evening, may also arrive, bringing a need to move, to speak, or to find something that feels just out of reach. These feelings can be unsettling, but they are not something to be ashamed of. Sometimes they come from medication side effects, minor illnesses, or simply fatigue. Other times they are part of the natural process of slowing down. What helps most in these moments is kindness, not correction, but reassurance. You deserve voices that speak gently, hands that calm, and hearts that meet you wherever your thoughts may wander. If you knew your time was limited, would you choose comfort over treatment or fight for every possible day? Let us know your thoughts below. Like and subscribe for more.